Oof. I have a headache. I have a headache, man. Uh, um. Okay. Well, I guess we're going here next. It's the only other, like, logical path to take. I still don't quite know what, these mean. The, like, key things. But so far it hasn't affected me, and hopefully it never will. The 1, 6, and 2 doors. How do I scroll back out? How do I... Okay, well, don't let me. That's fine.
1, 2, 3, 4. All right, 7 pieces.
Let me look at that again. The 1, 2, and 6... Oh, was the, I don't remember which door this is. The 1 door. Okay, I've been through the 1 door already. And I've been through the 2 door, right? Oh, okay, I see. So how I would get to this thing is by choosing the 2 door. So maybe I should do that first, since it's like a quick, a quick one that we can just get out of the way. Right? Confinement. Oh my gosh. I wish it would let me zoom out. There's probably a way for me to do it, and I just don't know. Inside the showers. Wait. Okay, whatever. I'm just gonna choose the 2 door.
Just double checking, but everyone wrote their code name and a door number they want.
Alright, this is where Junpei was a little sneaky boy. Fights happen. People try and break up the fights. We look at stuff. And we choose door 2. And I get rid of that. Okay, yeah, right. It tells me what I chose.
My choice is door 2.
Yeah, so I believe that the gun or whatever is in door 6, if I'm not mistaken.
Hey, wait a minute there. You cheating?
Cheating?
You cheating?
I'm asking if you changed your...
How could I do
Let me see that.
Sure.
We did cheat.
I had
I'm a
3 pieces,
cheater.
and I put the one I just needed to make after I saw it. If the number I...
Yep.
Well, what is it?
Yep, we cheated.
So we know who's going through. That'd be me, Lotus, and Junpei. The only problem's the other 2 teams.
June and I want door 6.
Clover and I choose door 1.
That's not good. We can't open either of those doors with only...
Yeah.
Why don't Santa and June go into door 1 with Ace?
Huh?
Well, Clover will just stay
Well.
here.
Then what will you do, Clover?
I'll be waiting at the stairs. You guys are coming back here, right? That's what 7 was saying, wasn't it?
We aren't going to be split up permanently till we find door 9. We might get separated for a little while, but we'll see each other again. Otherwise, that's how the known...
I'm sorry, but I just want to be by myself for a while. You understand, right?
All right, I'm going through door 1. That all right with you, June?
Yes.
Well, we'll be going then.
Right, this makes sense. It's an ending where nobody gets the gun.
Let's move too.
Yeah.
Right. Let's go.
I won't see June for a while, but... This was my choice. I'm just going to have to suck it up.
Also, why does it switch me?
7 said we'd all see each other again, and I'm going to believe that.
He took strength from that thought.
The other group went to A deck to go through door 1. Clover joined them. Our group is on our way too. We're heading to the bottom deck using the elevators. I wonder what we'll find down there.
Dun dun dun. I already know. They stopped off the elevator and headed for door
You ready?
2.
Yeah, anytime.
I'll go first.
One by one, they put their problems on the recognition, blah, blah, blah.
Let's go.
Door opened. Inside.
I don't
Here.
It stopped.
Alright, I think that means... Okay, technically not done yet, I guess.
I'm not sure it's some. We should finish this game before imminent death becomes a normal thing.
Damn right.
All right.
Junpei looked
This
around
hallway's
again.
pretty short, but it's got 5 doors. 3 on the left
Yeah.
and only 1 on.
Don't. All right, let's get started.
Yes, no problem.
Sure thing.
Then I'll take this.
I'll try the one next.
Well, I guess I'd better.
Okay, that was that was it. I just wanted to get everything in the tree. Seek a way out. I shall not. I refuse. Let me in. Alright, door 6, everybody.
All right. 7 pieces.
And this time I did not cheat. That is the number that I put in the pile, so nobody can get mad at me. Alright, let's get this. Fighting, yada yada. Okay, door 6, please.
I want to go through door 6.
Junpei flipped open the piece of paper. It read, Junpei, door 6. Of course it did. He'd written it after all.
That's a problem.
June spoke barely above a whisper, but they all knew what she
None
said.
of these teams will be able to go through the doors they want.
Clover and I chose door 1.
Lotus and I chose door 2.
That's not enough people to open a numbered door, however.
The digital routes don't match up either.
We've got similar problems. Junpei and I want to go through door 6.
What? That's 11, 14, just 5. We just need Ace with us, right?
But our digital route is 5. If we're gonna open that door, we need a 1.
Just Ace.
Damn, what are we gonna do now?
What are we going to do?
Well, more people want to go through door number 6, and I'm the protagonist, so I say I get to decide that we go through door 6, and you guys can decide amongst yourselves what you're doing. Junpei crossed his arms and did his best to put his thoughts in order. The others follow suit, but with little result. Hum, humna hum.
Why don't Seven and Lotus go through door 1 with me?
Yeah. Her face was cold and flat, as was her voice, but her logic was sound. Seven and Lotus looked at each other. Yep. Problem was resolved. Ace spoke up.
What about me?
What about me? You're coming with us.
Isn't that obvious?
Duh.
Wasn't one of the teams just complaining that they didn't have a 1?
You mean I should join Santa's team?
Santa's team. Listen, buddy, it's my
Yes.
team. Clover nodded. Her face was still cold and emotionless. Her attitude and posture could not have been more different than the energetic girl of only a few hours before. No one seemed ready to contradict her. Her response was understandable, given the horrible situation in which she had found herself. But even so...
I understand. I'll go through door 6 then. If we do as Clover has suggested, We can all pass through a numbered door and no one will be left behind. This seems to be the most reasonable solution.
How's this gonna work? If this is the one with the gun, will we see? Will we be able
Lotus,
to stop?
What do you guys think?
I don't
Will we
have a
stop
problem with it.
Santa?
Me either.
All right then, we're good to go.
See you later.
Wait, Clover! Don't move on your own.
Oh, I'll be going too then.
Yeah, be careful.
We should get going as well.
Yup, let's go. At last, Junpei and the other 6 managed to separate themselves into 2 teams. Clover, 7, and Lotus headed to A deck, where door 1 was near the main staircase. Junpei, June, Ace, and Santa, however, took the elevator to E deck. The ride to E deck was a silent one.
This is E deck.
There should be a door at the end of the hall.
All right, let's go.
Santa's words jolted them into action, and they stepped out of the elevator into a long, straight hallway. Before long, they arrived in front of door 6.
Here it is. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Then let's get to it.
Yippers, let's go. One by one, they went. With a soft electronic noise, it authenticated each of them. Puzzles, puzzles. The door opened. And all at once, 4 of them leapt through it.
Hey, I found it. It's right there.
Fortunately, the dead was located easily enough. This one had been placed quite close to the door they'd entered through. They gathered around it quickly and hurriedly placed their palms on it for authentication one by one.
It stopped.
Yes! It stopped!
The countdown had ceased, but Junpei's heart was still pounding in his chest like a frantic, thunderous drum. It felt as though it might shake itself up and out of his throat.
Whew. I don't believe I'll ever get used to that.
I'm not sure it's something I'd want to get used to.
Pretty sure we say this
We
every
should finish
time.
this game before imminent death becomes a normal thing.
Yep, you said that. You
Got
said
that
that.
right. Once I'm out of this hellhole, I'm taking a nice long vacation.
I agree.
With that, the doom and gloom from before was what? With that, the doom and gloom from before was done, and the mood turned somewhat lighter.
All right, let's go.
With that attempt at good humor, Junpei took a deep breath and began to walk. He jogged down the stairs at the end of the hallway and found himself staring at a large door.
This door looks heavy.
There's a lock on this
But it's not locked. I'm opening it.
one. Oh. There's a lock on this one. It's not locked. Okay. He took hold of the bar that served as a doorknob and shoved it down. The room beyond stopped him in his tracks. Oh god. This looks like an Escher painting. It was gargantuan and made entirely of metal. None of the accents of wood or tile they'd seen in the rest of the ship. This room was purely functional, but utterly tremendous.
Whoa, what the hell is this?
Santa got out a few words before awe stole the rest of them. The rest were too stunned to offer anything more than gasps.
This has to be the biggest room so far. The ceiling is pretty high, too.
Huh. Could be 2 stories, maybe even more.
This space could be utilizing the entire length of the ship.
What's that huge Kamaboko-looking building in the middle?
June pointed to the massive building in the center.
Kamaboko? Well, I guess that's as good of a description of it as any.
Junpei and the others were standing on scaffolding that crisscrossed the whole area. The proper term was catwalk, Junpei thought, although that didn't seem particularly important.
I see stairs, so we may as well head over to them.
Yeah, but this section's barely wide enough to fit one person.
You're right.
Nearby was a long iron staircase that made its way eventually to the floor beneath them.
Whoa, you can't even tell the shape when you're this close.
Let's check out the other side, too.
They moved around toward the opposite side of the massive building, following the catwalk. Yeah, this seems like it's gonna be a, a really big and long puzzle. They hadn't said much as they walked, but as they approached the building, Ace suddenly spoke up.
This looks to be the steam engine room.
Yeah.
The steam engine room?
Yes, that thing that looks like a cross-section of a mushroom is the boiler.
Cross-section of a mushroom?
You see the 3 round doors near the bottom?
What is a cross-section of a mushroom?
Coal is put into those and burned, which heats the water, producing steam. The same thing that drives a steam engine. This one is simply somewhat larger.
I
'Cause
see.
it's a big boat.
It doesn't appear to be running right now.
The entire room was as silent as a
All right,
grave.
let's split up.
What? Then all of a sudden, Junpei heard a noise behind him. He turned just inside to see June collapse to her knees.
Hey, what's wrong? Are you all right?
Oh, is this your fever that pops up whenever the plot tells it to? He dashed towards her and wrapped his arm around her shoulders to steady her.
Hey, June.
It was then that he noticed.
Jumpy.
Oh, you're really warm.
Yep, it is. It's the plot fever that just comes and goes.
Is your fever coming back?
Yes. Yes. It probably is. But I'm fine. Please, don't worry about me. I just need to rest. And I'll be fine.
Her voice was weak and forced, and it said a great deal more than her words did.
Okay, here, sit down, careful.
Junpei carried her to the nearest wall and propped her up against it. She let her head fall back against the wall as if she no longer had the strength to support it, and drew a ragged breath.
Thank you.
Her eyes were empty, as if she were having trouble focusing them, and even speaking seemed difficult for her. Junpei felt his hand ball itself into a fist and clenched tight, his knuckles whitening. He had to find a way out, and quickly. He turned and looked at Ace and Santa in turn.
Ace, Santa.
Yes.
Right.
They might not have shared the depth of his emotion, but they certainly shared his concern.
All right, let's get started. Hang in there, June. I'm gonna get you out of here real soon.
She managed a small nod before leaning back to rest her head on the wall. Yep, this is a big boy. Okay, let's go, boys. It's boys' time. Steam engine room. Okie dokie, this is gonna be confusing, because the camera spinning is always annoying. Oh god, who are you again? I'd say this is probably here to move coal from place to place. It probably comes over there. And then the belt carries it down the tunnel and out here. So if the conveyor belt was moving, yes, the coal would almost certainly come out here. Okay. It's a square hole. Nothing in here. Ah, look at the back wall there. I can see 3 small slots. Terminals for some sort of connector, perhaps? God, these are the two people that I don't have strong voices for. Dang. You mean... Oh, you mean... Oh, so articulate. You mean you think we're supposed to plug something in here? Perhaps. Look at that button. It's glowing orange, right? That's gotta mean something. I guess pressing it is the best way to find out if it does anything, Santa. Nothing. Square hole. 3 slots. Okay. Gotcha. Tunnel, it goes all the way across the ship. Conveyor belt, not conveying anything. Pillar. Okey-doke. A golden gear. It doesn't look... What? It doesn't look like it was always golden like this. Well then, I imagine it was prepared especially for this game. This gear is rusty, but it looks like it's still pretty sturdy. Huge golden gear. I have a feeling it's important. It looks like there's a door over there in this tunnel. The belt over there must deliver the coal, which is then picked up and thrown into this door. The door appears to be welded shut, however. Oak. This is the huge oven for this boiler. There are 3 open areas in it. Each of the open areas has a gear in it. There are a bunch of wooden boxes over here by the wall. I already looked through those. There's nothing there. Oh god. Oh, no. 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 Okay, can I click the... No. Oh my god, this is gonna be so confusing. Oh. Look, Ace! Look, Ace! It's some kind of snowman secret meeting. Those are just bags full of sand. Use them as a counterweight when you're lifting something with a pulley system. Man, you're too serious. There's a pair of wooden boxes here. There's nothing in them. Do we got it? There are a number of bags there, nothing sand in them. Yeah, but could we not? Is this a thing? Is this a thing? Gosh, I don't want to go up there yet. Oh, wait, is this... Oh, this is just back where I... What the... Oh my god, this is confusing. Man, this thing is huge. I guess a ship this big needs something like that to power it. True, but I doubt a single boiler of this size could actually move a ship like this at any reasonable speed. You'd need at least 3, no, 4 of these. Huh, I guess you know a lot about boats, huh? Well, not really. It's just common sense, you know? Stairs stretch from the catwalk to the boiler. Furnace. There are a number of these little windows along the inside of this thing. I think you're supposed to put coal in through these, but they're welded shut. I don't think we can get these open. Okay, so a lot of space, but things don't actually do anything. Gotcha. What is this? Given its placement, this must unlock the door to the left. Can I give him an old man voice? This must unlock the door to the left. This must unlock the door to the left. There's a weird indentation at the bottom of this thing. You think that means you have to insert something here? Yes, I would imagine so. There's a thick iron door blocking our way. You think this is... Yes. It looks like the exit. Looks like this door slides up into the ceiling. Okay. Handrail. Unlocks the door. There's a depression that looks like it's the outline of 3 circles laid on top of each other in a triangle. Oops. Oh, this is a different set of stairs. Wait, go back? Okay. These 2 columns are different from the others. The lights are red. There are a bunch of lights here. Most of them are yellow, except for 2 columns on the right. Sliders down. I guess Ace feels like giving it a try. Nothing. It won't move at all. 3 sliders on the left are down, this one is up. There are a number of lines engraved in these. I suspect we are meant to do something rather specific with them. Junpei, why don't you move that slider down? Well, there's no harm in trying, I suppose. Nothing. Nothing happened. Maybe it needs to be prepared somehow. You're saying if we did something somewhere else, it'd respond somehow? Yes, I suppose that's one way of putting it. Okay. One of the doors on the furnace, there's an A on it. There's a circular wheel in the center of the door. Alright, let's give this sucker a twist. Oh, I didn't expect it to actually open. Well, it's noisy, but it opens, and it's totally pitch black in there. We should, go in here. Alright. Let's go. This looks like just the door we went into. Where are we? We must be on the other side, yes? Which would put us directly above the conveyor belt? At any rate, we should keep moving. There's a great deal we've yet to investigate. I wasn't finished on that other side, though. What? There's a bunch of stuff in our way. Hey, Junpei, where are you going? The only thing in there is a closed numbered door. Kind of pointless to go back, huh? Yeah, it sure is. One of the doors on the furnace, there's a bee on it. A bee? I'm allergic to bee. No. I'm not allergic to bees. There are several catwalks spidering across the walls of the room. Furnace. On the doors to the furnace, there's a C. There's a catwalk over there. Yeah, by catwalk you mean narrow strip of metal. Junpei, are you brave enough to cross that? If you were to fall, you realize that broken bones would be the last of your problems. Okay, I guess this was the only one that we could go through. Okie dokie. There are a whole bunch of boxes in my way. I can't get. There are a number of boxes on the catwalk. I don't think we can go over there. Well, anyway, looks like that's the pipe. Looks like the bottom connects to the conveyor belt housing. Then the coal must come out of this pipe onto the conveyor belt. In other words, There must be a great deal of coal in that pipe. Catwalk. B. Ah, I see. So these doors will just be to move around the, like, main kind of area. That's a hand-operated winch. It's a simple machine used to lift things up and down. You simply turn the wheel to pull up the rope. Hey, Junpei, why don't you turn the wheel? The wheel? Ah, right. Let's give this wheel a spin. What? That's weird. I don't feel any resistance. Ah, shit. It's a wheel that seems to be part of the winch. There's some pegs on the back that look like they go into the holes on the winch. Okay. Ah, good job, genius. You broke it. I didn't break it. Broke all by itself. Hand-operated winch. The wheel it once had is now in my hand. Let's see if I can get it back on. There's a couple of posts on the back of it that look like they fit into the holes on the winch. Damn, no good. These little shafts are too small for this big hole. It's like throwing a hot dog down a hallway, to be honest. If that's the case, then that wheel wasn't originally part of this winch. And that means it doesn't go there then. Boxes. I assume that's all I had to do over here. Let's go through C. Uh-huh. Hand-operated winch. There's no wheel to turn. Oh, yeah. I've got the wheel that I pulled off the other winch, don't I? Let's see if it fits. Sweet, it's a perfect fit. Like they were made for each other. Not shaky at all. Good. I should be able to turn this now. Good work, Junpei. We should be able to haul up the wooden box now. You see the wooden box? It's under the catwalk. Can you see it? It's hanging from the rope on the winch, isn't it? It looks like there's some sort of device in the box. I'm not sure what it is. At any rate, you might as well turn that wheel now. I'm counting on you. Alright, I'll turn the wheel. Huh? What's this? What happened? The wheel only turns to the left. It only turns to the left. That means we can't reel up the rope. Yeah, we can only let the rope down. Interesting. I don't think that'll be a problem. We will simply need to go downstairs after letting the wooden box down. I'll be counting on you, Junpei. Sure thing, no sweat.
I believe the box has reached the floor.
Yeah.
He stuck his head out over the side of the catwalk and looked down. The box that had only recently hung just below the catwalk now sat on the floor. It had come to rest near the end of the tunnel that covered the conveyor belt.
June's down over by there.
Junpei could see her, still leaning against the wall, as if she barely had the strength to sit up. Even from so far away, it was not difficult to see that she had not improved. He almost thought he could see heat rising from her body.
She doesn't seem to be improving.
Yep. Ace's expression was inscrutable. Inscrutable. What? Inscrutable? But he'd said what they had all been thinking. Oh my god, I don't know what that sentence. Why it's such a hard time.
Of course not. She's not gonna just get better right away, you know? It'll take time.
Yeah, it won't be like before when she like sat down for a minute and then got right back up again. Suddenly her fever just gone. He tried desperately to convince himself that what he'd said was
What could
true.
be causing this, I wonder? Illness, perhaps?
Nah, it's gotta be exhaustion.
Santa's response was confident and certain.
She gets dropped into some weird-ass ship, forced to play some messed up game. If you think about it, it's a lot weirder that we aren't freaking out just like her, you know?
So you're saying we're abnormal?
I don't think you get a fever. Well, exhaustion. I don't think you get a fever just from like this kind of exhaustion.
Yeah. We're just running around this room, solving all these puzzles like it's just business as usual.
It is. We're in the puzzle business.
How the hell could you call that normal? We're just guinea pigs.
Santa snorted in disgust.
Guinea pig? You mean like a lab rat? You mean we're being used for some sort of experiment?
Yep, that's kind of what the game has been insinuating the entire time.
Is that what you're saying?
Dunno. But it does seem like a possibility, you know?
They stood there for a few more minutes, no one speaking until Santa turned and walked away from the winch. Junpei and Ace followed him.
You know, speaking of experiments,
Santa suddenly stopped.
there was this experiment some scientists did with rats.
Alright, here's
First,
our...
they took a squarish C-shaped tank and filled it with enough water that the rats could drown in it.
It's story time. We get a story every single time we do puzzles. This is the story.
The tank has 2 exits. Just to make it easy, we'll call one A and the other B. Exit A is pitch black, so dark even a rat can't see anything.
Even a rat can't see anything? Do rats have vision that helps them see in the dark?
But exit B is electrified, which means the rat can't leave through it. So, what would a rat do if it was put in this situation? Which exit would the rat choose?
There was a moment of silence after Santa posed the question, and then Ace responded.
B, of course. The rat has no way of knowing that exit B is electrified.
Exactly. The rat goes to exit B. Of course, like I said, it's electrified, which means the rat can't get out that way. So, after a lot of trial and error,
Oh, is this going to be one of those things where it's like, oh, they have rats keep trying, and they telepathically send a message to other rats that try after them, and they eventually figure out that they gotta go the dark way?
the rat finally finds exit A.
Okay, no, it's the same rat. I thought it was like, if you were electrified in water, how'd you get out of that?
I can't say that's very interesting or relevant. It's simply the story of a laboratory experiment.
You're right. It isn't very interesting. Yet. See, these scientists repeated this experiment over and over,
Yep, it is what I thought. Of course.
using hundreds of different rats over several generations. This produced some surprising results. With each generation, the rats took less time to find the correct exit. Eventually, a rat was put in the tank who instantly chose exit A without even attempting to go to exit B. But that wasn't the most impressive part. The same experiment was conducted in another laboratory, far from the original one, with the same results. No, on second thought, the results weren't really the same. The rats in this second experiment began the trials with significantly faster times than the first rats in the initial one. These rats weren't related to the others and had never even come in contact with them. And yet, they all easily found their way to exit A as though they already knew. What did it mean?
Are you suggesting something like telepathy?
Yep, they're always
They were
suggesting
passing
that.
information to one another through some undetectable medium?
Oh god. Oh, I thought I was gonna sneeze again. I keep getting sneezes that pop out of nowhere. I don't even have time to like breathe in and prepare for them. Ace looked skeptical. Santa snorted at him.
How the hell would I know? I'm not any kind of scientist. I don't know what made him do that. But I do know that story's true. And if you've got another explanation, I'd sure love to hear it. Come on, let's get going. There's still a lot here we haven't checked out. And we gotta get the hell out of here before June passes out.
Without waiting for a response, he turned around and started walking. Junpei, however, wasn't quite ready to leave the topic alone.
Hey, wait. There's something I want to ask you.
What?
Santa stopped and turned around.
Why did they use that tank for the experiment?
Huh?
Well, I mean, it seems like you could conduct the same experiment without the water. They could have just used a dry box, you know? If they needed to motivate the rats to escape, they could have, I don't know, put some bait by exit B or something. I mean, do they really have to make it so the rats can drown?
Sandy gave a grim bark of a laugh.
You know, the word emergency comes from the same root as the word emerge. You ever think about that?
Huh?
Well, an emergency is something urgent, often something dangerous. And to emerge means to sort of come out, or appear, or rise out of something else. So what's going to emerge in an emergency? Inspiration.
Inspiration?
Yeah. Think about it. When the chips are down, either you crack or your mind focuses and pulls up what you need.
So in an emergency, your real potential emerges. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I mean, that's adrenaline. That's just adrenaline.
That's why the rats had to drown. They had to be in danger. There had to be an emergency for inspiration to emerge.
Adrenaline.
Oh.
Junpei suddenly felt cold. The back of his head was aching, and his stomach felt strange. Okay, we turned that wheel already, right? There's a pair of boxes here. Wait. Oh. Control panel for something. Ah, I see. I see. Maybe this hole is where the control panel goes. Well, there's only one way to find out. In you go. Dude, you did it! Everything looks alright. Okay, but what do we do now? Why don't you press the button next to it? The orange one? Yes. Alright, I'll do that. Pushing. Sweet! All sorts of lights are lighting up on this thing. And, oh, I think I just heard something turn on. Oh? What's that? What happened? Junpei, look! The conveyor belt's moving! Conveyor belt? Well, I guess it's done moving now. But there's still a bunch of coal on the belt, though. It looks like a bunch of it got dumped off the end of the belt into that wooden box where we found the control panel. Coal, huh? Since the belt started moving, it transported quite a bit of coal. It all drops off the left of the belt into the box. That's where we got that. Box filled with coal. A wooden box full of coal. Guess there's really only one thing we could do with this stuff. Is there? I forget. Was it this? Conveyor belt runs, arch tunnel, welded, gear. So this is where you put the coal into the furnace? That's right. I had to look at it earlier, but it's rusted shut, I'm afraid. Perhaps you should check the other side. The other side? Oh, okay. Okay, I'll do that. Let's go. Was there a ladder here? What? You want what? You want me to push you off her, Junpei? No way, meow. What? What? I don't understand. I don't know what that interaction was. God. Dude, I'm gonna get all sorts of turned around here. How did I get to the other side of the thing? I forget. Was it even on this side thing? No, I guess it wasn't. Wait, those boxes over there have coal in them. How did... Oh. It's a massive furnace, boiler. There's a hole that'll let us put coal into the furnace. Maybe if we could get some coal in there and set it on fire. Okay, let's do it. I assume we'll need 3, maybe? Alright, that's the last of it. No coal left in the wooden box. And nothing. Great. Well, I guess I should have expected that. Why would just throwing coal into a cold furnace do anything? Ah well, a man can dream. Junpei, explain it to me again. You're planning to stoke the furnace with coal, which will heat the water stored up there and make steam, which will then drive something else. Am I correct? In other words, you want to generate enough pressure with the steam to power the turbine and drive the steam engine, right? Yeah, I guess that's the gist of it. Well, in that case, this isn't enough coal. This furnace is enormous. We're gonna need a whole hell of a... What? We're gonna need a whole hell of a lot more coal than this. Very well. The 3 of us will work together. Then we should manage to fill it much faster. I want to help too. Man, I totally didn't even see her walk up. Are you feeling up to that? Yes. Yeah, right. You look like you're still... You look like you're... What? You look like you're one stiff breeze away from falling over, June. I think you better rest some more, alright? But No arguing. You need your rest, so you just stay there and we'll handle this. Okay. I understand. Alright. Time for some manly work. Let's get coal into these furnaces. Oh, I don't have to do anything. We're just doing it. Okay. Good. Man, this is a lot of work. Alright, I think this should be sufficient. Alright, I think this should be sufficient. Alright, now we just gotta light it. Junpei, hand me your matches. What makes you think I have matches? I see. Then how are we gonna light it? Perhaps there's a device nearby that'll allow us to remotely ignite the coal. Let's take a look, shall we? Some ignition device, huh? Probably that, switch that was up. Was it these stairs? This? Is this? I think it might be. It probably is. I think this is how we might ignite the furnace. That means if we move that thing down. Alright, let's do it. Here we go. Hey, Junpei, Ace, look at this! There's big gears turning under the boiler here. Aha. The gears. They're spinning. What the hell are you guys waiting for? Let's start looking. Dun, dun, dun. Gold disc. And another disc. So these will go into that one thing. I assume we'll have to do, oops, in like a specific pattern or order. The silver disc. It has a bunch of lines on it. The red ones really stand out, right? The red ones, huh? Okay, they're just gonna give me like hints on how to do the thing. Looks like this thing unlocks the door. There's a depression here that looks like it's the outline of 3 circles laid on top of each other in a triangle. Maybe if we put the 3 discs we found in this thing. Well, there's only one way to find out. Let's stick them in. Did you even look at what you were doing? That's clearly silver. Huh? That's odd. Nothing's happening. Maybe you're, I don't know, putting them in the wrong places? Perhaps you have them facing the wrong directions. Perhaps you should rotate the discs to make some of the lines connect to each other. Well, no harm in trying. Instructions for operation. When the disc is clicked, it will rotate a certain amount. When the white arrow is clicked, the discs are switched. Please note when the discs are switched, the angles for the discs are reset. Okay, well, that one goes there, and these go there. The red lines on these discs. I think maybe I can make a star polygon with these. Yeah, and they're literally colored to show you which one goes where. You found it.
Yes! The door's open!
Given the circumstances, Junpei's happiness was certainly understandable. Ace seemed to share his excitement.
All right, Junpei. Why don't you go get June now? Santa and I will keep an eye on the store.
Santa snorted.
Why do we need to do that? Even if it shuts, we know how to solve the puzzle now. We could just open it again.
Well, I suppose that's true. Shall all 3 of us go and collect June then?
Nah, I'm cool. I'll let Junpei handle it.
He still seemed irritated by something. However, and sat down on the stairs petulantly? Okay.
So are you only interested in being contrary?
Yep. Ace sighed with the air of a long-suffering parent.
All right, I'll go get June. I'll be right back.
He gave a quick nod to Ace and Santa and dashed off down the stairs. Before long, he was back on the first floor, next to the conveyor belt and June.
Oh, Jumpy!
As he drew closer, she stood up slowly.
Are you okay?
Oof. He did his best to sound calm and nonchalant, but there was no hiding the genuine concern in his voice.
Yes, I'm fine now. I'm sorry I made you worry.
June blushed. He wasn't sure if she was embarrassed or still feverish.
Let me check.
Just to make sure, he reached out and put his hand against her forehead.
Good. You're feeling a lot better.
She was feeling far less warm than she had earlier, but still wasn't down to what seemed normal to him.
Are you sure you're all right?
He had to be sure. It's okay. It's a plot-related fever, so she'll be fine whenever we have to move. June gave him a look.
Oh, you're such a warrior, Jumpy. Oops, I mean, warrior.
June giggled. He wasn't sure if she just made a joke or not, but seeing her smile again made Junpei feel at ease. If she was well enough to smile and laugh, then she was feeling much better. He gave her a friendly poke on the forehead.
All right, let's go.
Go where?
Oh, right, I didn't tell you. We got the exit open, so...
Great, let's go.
Yeah, no, I just came to say hi. As we're solving this puzzle, I just thought I'd stop in and say hi, you know. June clasped her hands and nodded urgently. They headed back to the exit, but on their way they found...
Oh, it's...
Santa?
What? Santa was sitting on the stairs. Also, I don't know if it's being picked up on the mic, but there's definitely someone singing at the top of their lungs somewhere in my building. Crap, I don't hear it anymore. Dang, as soon as I bring it up. Santa was sitting on the stairs. What? He was, however, holding something in his right hand and staring at it with a strange expression. Junpei and June slowed down and finally stopped in front of him.
What are you looking at?
Santa answered without looking up, his voice quiet.
It's a photo. It's my sister.
Sister? Santa, you've got a sister?
Santa simply nodded.
Yeah. Kid was cute as a button.
June cocked her head, confused.
She was only about an inch tall then?
Santa glared at her.
Sorry. I guess an inch is a little large for a button. Probably more like a half inch.
Santa didn't smile or laugh.
Sorry.
Why are you looking at it?
He simply turned his back to the picture. What? He simply turned back to his picture and spoke.
I was her Santa Claus.
Oh, is that why you chose Santa? I thought that was really a weird choice.
Wait, what?
This sudden revelation took Junpei by surprise. He had no idea what Santa meant. He glanced at June, who shook her head. She didn't know either.
We didn't have parents. They bought it in an accident when we were still kids. So I had to be like her dad. And that meant that I bought her Christmas presents every year. On Christmas Eve, I'd leave the present next to her pillow. And the next morning, she'd come running into my room with this big smile. Look, look, Santa left me a present. He got me that doll I really wanted. I'm so glad he got my letter. She was always so excited. I was the one who told her to write those letters. I'd say, write down something you want and mail it to Santa. The address I gave her was somewhere in Northern Europe that doesn't exist. Anyway, she'd write the letter and stamp it and send it out. And then a few days later, it'd show up back in her mailbox marked address unknown. I'd open the letters before she figured out they'd been sent back. Once I had the letter, I'd go around to a couple stores with some money I'd saved up over the year and buy her the stuff she'd asked for. It took a lot of saving, but I managed to buy her presents every year.
Huh.
Junpei was silent. He could think of nothing to say.
Huh.
June looked down, uncomfortable. The wall next to him suddenly groaned. Either he hadn't heard the sound, or he didn't care. Santa kept talking.
But one year, her letter was different. She didn't write a list of toys she wanted or anything like that. Instead, it said, I don't want any presents this year. Instead, I want you to make my wish come true. My wish is that we'll be happy like this for a really, really long time. That was it. Nothing else. But I couldn't make that wish come true. Some Santa I am.
Santa looked sad. Junpei had never seen him look sad before. He wasn't sure he liked it. Junpei decided it was probably best not to ask Santa any more questions, but...
What happened?
June glanced up at Santa quickly as she spoke. He answered, but only with an effort. But only with an effort? Okay.
She died. She was killed 9 years ago.
Oh, so she was the one, I'm assuming, who was also in that experiment thing, and she died in it. Okay. You're all connected. Okay.
Oh.
There was nothing Junpei could say. His heart felt like a great lump of lead. June bit her lip and looked away. Her face was pale.
All right, let's go.
Santa stood up suddenly, his downcast demeanor gone. He shoved the picture back in his pocket and headed back up the stairs, taking them 2 at a time.
Huh?
Junpei and June looked at one another. There was nothing they could think of to say.
Hey, what are you two doing? Let's get moving, come on!
You just told us a sad story. We're taking a moment to process it. Dude, also, I know that... I know that Santa was, like, pulled a gun on us in one of the endings, but I still think he's one of my favorite characters. I still like him. I can't really say why. I don't know. He's just one of the better characters in my opinion. Santa's voice echoed across the room from above them.
Let's go.
Yeah.
They nodded and followed him quickly up the stairs. Ace was waiting for them at the top. He was leaning against the handrail. He looked very tired.
Oh, you're finally back.
Listen, we had to listen to a story, okay? It was very sad, and you should have been there. The door had shut, but it wasn't cause for concern.
Sorry we took so long.
Junpei quickly solved the disc puzzle a second time, and the door opened once again. Imagine if it only worked once. Just trapped here forever. In single file, they walked through. After walking nearly 15 feet, they found themselves in front of a metal door. It opened easily enough, and they passed through it as well. A new room stretched out before them.
Huh. Is this a warehouse?
No, I believe this is the cargo room. This must be where they store all of this vessel's freight.
There are wooden crates everywhere. I wonder how old they are.
Junpei, Ace, and June had stopped unconsciously, pausing to take in their new surroundings. Santa's voice broke through their momentary trance.
Well, we probably ought to start with finding the exit, right? Let's get going.
Well, I see numbers on those cases or whatever. Seek a way out. Alright, I want to see where we are first. Okay. We're like halfway through this thing. I think I'm actually going to stop at this point before I start investigating again. And we'll investigate this room next time, I guess. It doesn't seem like I'll have much more to do. We'll just have like endings to go through, I guess. So that's pretty fun. I'll probably, so I thought about like doing a little recap on like what I know so far and stuff like that, but it might actually be better like wait until the end. I mean, so far we know how some of the people were involved. I don't think we know how everyone was involved. We know that just going through like by their numbers. I don't think we know anything about how Ace has been involved yet. I don't think we've heard anything of his story. We know that Snake. Snake, I believe, was one of the children, right? Was that it? He took place in the experiment 9 years ago or whatever. And Clover also took place in like another thing. She said like a Nevada experiment or something. And Santa, we know his sister was involved in the experiment 9 years ago. Clover, I already said. We don't know how we're involved at all, and we don't really know how June is involved either. We know that we know each other, and that's about it. 7 was a cop investigating everything. Lotus's daughters were in the experiment 9 years ago. And we know absolutely nothing about the 9th guy because he just blew up right away. So that's kind of the point that we're at. We don't know about us, and we don't know about Ace. So that's where we are. That's the information that we have, just as a little recap on this story. Things to keep in mind as we go forward. And I guess we'll finish this next little escape room the next time, and maybe hopefully complete some of the story. There'll probably be like 2 or 3 more episodes of this left. Okay,